Oh, look at that.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers are throwaway.
Welcome to the 19th episode of the Jack's Wax Podcast. My name is Jared Miner. I am here with Todd Isaac.
A.K.A. the Champ.
Champ is here.
I'm back.
It's getting be warm weather, and we can start shooting at basketball a
The
little
old
bit.
Champ's starting to move around a little bit more.
That's right.
Starting to get warm coming
Getting
out.
limber.
Yeah, coming out of hibernation.
Yeah, we
Man,
can get the basketball going in
you
the
don't
back
want
here.
to do that. You don't want to do that.
Yeah,
You
probably.
stick to ping pong. You stand a chance over on the ping pong table.
Yep, I do.
Basketball. We got a lot of people talking smack about basketball, and
Yeah,
anytime they
trying to
want
test
it,
you.
anytime they want it,
We
gotta-
told them that, and it seems like it's the
Everybody
same
wants to
thing,
talk.
right?
Yeah,
And behind that keyboard, it's
that's
tough.
right. Yeah, I'm going to come
I'm
up
gonna do
here.
this.
I'm going to do this.
I'm bringing
I'm
my
gonna-
gym shorts. Okay, yeah,
All right.
sounds good.
I'll do it
dude.
in dress clothes.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't even care.
Yeah, 3-point.
Be them
3-pointers.
alligator shoes,
them
dude.
alligators, them Gucci's. No, man, it is. It's been warming up here a little bit, which is a good thing. Orders start to come in. Distributors starting to do car shows. Car show season's getting ready to start booming.
Historically, March is our biggest month of the year.
Yeah, a lot of exciting things coming on. We just had a big Street Madness, our first ever Street Madness event down in Gastonia at our store. Man, what a fun night that was. Ton of cars. For people that don't know, we started these car shows. We're going to start doing them everywhere, but we did our first one in Gastonia at our retail store there. Street Madness. It's just it was like from 7 to 10 at night, and a bunch of cars, all kinds of deals going on in the store. Just a kind of a meetup. Man, it was so
It's
cool.
coul
So
because-
many different cars came out.
Yeah, you get a lot of different, like when we have our annual car show here in Columbus, we get all kinds of different cars, but I'd say majority classics.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas this is everything.
I know.
There's all kinds of different stuff.
That was the most impressive thing. I mean, there was like really expensive big trucks to Aston Martin, Volkswagens, old Beetles,
Just
older
everything.
cars. I mean, everything that you could imagine. That was the cool thing about it. It's just a meetup. That's what these car shows are going to be about. These Street Madness, just a meetup to everybody kind of hang out and create this cool environment to come and show your car off. And we're going to be having one here on May the 30th.
Yep,
here at
it'll be our
headquarters.
first one here at the headquarters, which
Yeah.
we got a lot of big plans for that one. So we're going to continue to have our car show in August. This is, again, like you said, a meetup type thing, and Street Madness here in Columbus, we're going to push it pretty hard.
Yeah, it's going to be really big. We're going to do something like maybe like a People's Choice Award, but no, there's not really going to be any trophies, like categories. But it's going to be a cool show. We looked into maybe getting a dyno. This is our first time ever really talking about it. As far as the actual date, we just kind of got the date set last week. We had looked into a couple of different things. It's going to be really cool. We're going to promote it real.
Yeah, we're
at
trying
it
to
real
find
hard.
somebody that has a mobile dyno. That would be kind of cool. We're going to have food trucks. If anyone listening has been to our car show in August, we shut the street down. We're going to do the same thing. So we'll have food vendors. The store will be open, obviously. We haven't decided the time yet. We still have some time to figure that out, but probably like a 7 to 10 type thing.
Yeah, 7 to 10, 6 to 10. I don't know if you get too much in 4 hours, but 4 hours might be okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
It's going to be daylight a lot longer at that point
Yes.
in time than it was
in Gastonia. It was dark when it started.
Right. Yeah, so if it starts at 7, it'll still be daylight.
Yeah.
And be daylight
Yep.
through the majority of it.
So as we get closer, we'll figure out, how many cars do we think we need to rent out the lot that's across the street from us or
Yeah.
not. We'll figure that out. Maybe I know that we can fit when we shut the street down and we have the adjacent parking lots of all the businesses that are not open. I think we can fit close to 300 cars.
Yeah.
But if we start approaching where we think we're going to get more than that, we'll rent out the lot that we always do for our normal car show, and then
We'll
we
be
can
able to hold
blow it
about
up.
1,000. Yeah, 1,000 cars.
1,500.
1,500 cars.
Yeah.
Which I think we'll probably have to end up doing that. It's gonna be a cool thing. We're excited to see. And Gastonia is having another one in April.
Yeah, they're going to do
one
like every other month.
Every other month, gonna have a cool one. Just a cool event. If anybody's in the area, our area or Gastonia, you should definitely just come out and check it out. I've already had people that are friends of mine in the North Carolina area. It's like, hey, when's the next one? Because
Had a good time.
It's like I want to bring my buddies and show
Yeah.
because it's a cool time to see a bunch of cars and-
Laid back.
Yeah, laid back, got music with live DJ, playing music. Everybody's like, man, it's a good time. Everybody's having a good time and food trucks and in the store. We got all kinds of special deals going on in the store, giveaways.
Yeah, they had some raffle giveaways. Gave away, was it an Ultimate Bucket
Ultimate
Kit?
Bucket Kit, yeah. $250 value. Gave away that. Gave away some foam cannons and stuff too. Exclusive T-shirts for the events. So definitely a fun thing.
We're going to put a lot of effort into this one, and we're going to just see how it goes. But I'm excited about it. We're going to put things in motion, and I expect it to be really, really big.
Yeah, fun. I expect them to be something that people look forward to.
Yeah, which leads us into, this is something we want to have as we continue to open stores across the country. We want these Street Madness events to be a part of that.
Yep.
And every store hosts them, whether it's every other month or whatever, 3 times a year, twice a year, who knows what it ends up being per store. But, you'll put a post out there and ask the question, where should we go next type thing. And, man, we get a lot of response from a lot of different places. And there are 3 or 4 that are on the short list for us that will happen sooner than later. So we're not going to release those cities yet. But at the time that we do, believe me, everybody will know about it.
Yeah. There's been some, man, there's so many places that have a lot of people interested. So we've been gathering all the, this is a process when it comes to opening these stores. People don't realize, but we got to, meet people and see about someone that's running the store, and then logistics of it is finding a spot.
Yeah.
All these different things that go into it.
Yeah.
And, how much it's going to cost for a build out of that store for the particular city. It's a lot goes into it, but it's a fun process. I like how it's all going. So there's a lot of people are always asking, like, are you going to bring one here? So there's a lot of them in the works, and you'll get to hear about them here before too long.
We got to look at all the stuff. So what's the population of the city? Start with that. What's the car culture in that particular city?
Right.
We're more prevalent on the East Coast than we are on the West Coast, although the West Coast has grown a lot for us in the past 3 or 4 years. And we want more presence on the West Coast. So there's going to be one on the West Coast for sure. We don't know exactly yet. We've got a couple spots that we're looking at. But I would say early on, we're going to, depending on how it goes, we're going to be all over. But there's some cities on the East Coast that we want the coverage. Gastonia has been so successful. And a lot of that has to do with the people running the store.
Yeah.
You got to have a good location, and obviously the products speak for themselves. That part is easy for us. We never worry about that. But you can have the best location in the best store, and if the people that are running it aren't performing, then it doesn't do that good.
Right.
Those guys down there are exceptional. So they do a really, really good job.
And it's what really makes the whole thing work. Because if you was picking a spot to go in the United States, it wouldn't be Gastonia.
Well, it wouldn't be your first spot.
Wouldn't be your first choice. But it's been incredible of how far, and it's arguably it's because of who's running it.
It is. In that situation, it is totally the people running it.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing. Their social media presence is great. They're plugged in that area for sure. They know a lot of guys. They know a lot of people in the car community. So we need those people for the person that may listen to this podcast and sit there and say, well, I might be that person.
Right.
You can make some money at these stores.
Oh man, that's what I want people to understand is how much goes into it. I mean, we're at dinner, Rusty and Tim, the guys that own the store down in Gastonia, and it's the same way that we are. Answering DMs on Instagram, sharing posts, people asking questions, and it's a nonstop thing. It's not like it's a 9-to-5 deal. You're running this thing 24/7 and putting so much extra effort. But that's what it takes.
Well, it does, because if you think that you're just going to open a store and sit inside it and wait for people to come into you, it's probably not going to happen.
Right.
So they got to know you're there, and you got to push it, and you got to have events like you had that. You went down. So the day of the Street Madness event, that was joined together with a Rupa's event down there.
Class.
Yeah. So
which was super. It was an awesome class too, and everybody that attended the class was. Man, they were like, man, we appreciate you guys, bringing this here, because it was super informative. Me and you have been through the class before, but it is informative just to break down that tool and to show how they all work. And a lot of people aren't aware that this tool does this and this one, all these different things.
Well, it's because you're just, this whole industry is like a saturated thing, and you get and I'm pulled in a lot of different directions. There's so many different products. There's so many different buffers and polishers and so on and so forth. How do I choose? So are you really going to do all your research and find out about a Rupes or a Flex or whatever and get into all that? But see, that's the difference. Like what these stores can provide is you have a destination that You have educated people running the store that know everything about these products. Not to mention they have classes where they teach you how to use the products. And in this case, we sell a lot of Rupes polishers. They have a class that teaches you with the guy Nick from Rupes that comes to the class and says, I'm going to show you how to use these. So if you were to go into a big box store and buy your car care products, are you ever going to get that?
That's the advantage. When you go in, and we're going to have more classes. We're getting ready to have a ceramic coating class there to certify
in April.
April 11th.
Yeah.
It's going to be, and we're going to be involved as far as to teach the process, not just to become certified, but to show the correct ways of doing a ceramic coating, in the application and the way to present it to the customer. Because that's our whole thing is it's got to be fair both ways. The shop doing it's got to be able to make money, but it's got to be fair to the customer.
Yeah, the class on April 11th is to certify detailers in our coating.
Right.
So that's another big market for the guys down there is professional detailers, which we would want it to be in any city. You're going to get plenty of do-it-yourself guys that will come into your store, but you got to hit the local detail market big time because those guys buy a lot of products. It's what they do for their business. So
and it's how we started. We're super focused on the detailer. We want to bring those same great products and great skills to the general public. But the detailer is just where we've always been.
Yeah.
Because we wouldn't even
we focus on it. Yeah.
Yeah. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your dad starting, only serving professional shops. So we're kind of geared towards those guys and there's so many that are involved with Gastonia store already.
And that's why we have decided to represent and sell high-end professional polishers and equipment, for example.
Yeah.
I don't personally I'm not saying it's not something that someone couldn't use. And if they, if they were a weekend warrior type guy and use it 3-4 times a year, whatever, you get, I'll just call it a knockoff polisher. I'm sure that there's definitely a use for them.
Definitely.
But to your point of how we're so geared towards the professional's not using that polisher.
No.
Whatever brand. You can call it whatever. It doesn't matter.
No.
It's the Harbor Freight type polisher.
Right.
I'm not knocking it. It just doesn't have its place if you're using it day in and day out.
Yeah, because if you're running that tool all day, every day, and like we've got guys here in town that they're running a polisher 10 hours a day.
Yeah, hours,
that's all they're doing. Mm-hmm. So when you're talking about doing that kind of work, you're only wanting to use the best.
Yeah, exactly. So again, so much of our business is things that are catered towards professionals that are now available to just regular consumer, in the product standpoint. So
we get that question a lot too. Is why we kind of touch on it. Like we get that question, like, are you guys going to ever come out with a cheaper polisher? And it's just one thing we've always. It's just like we don't want to. It's hard. I even explained it to someone. It's hard for me to sell. It's so easy for me to sell Rupes polisher because I know everything that polisher is. So when I'm talking about it, it's not even like I'm selling it. I'm just telling you how good this polisher is. And I know the warranty that goes behind it. I know if something happens, how well they're taking care of it.
Yeah, that's something that people don't realize.
Right. So all those parts of it, if we just had some kind of knockoff that I thought maybe would break down in 3 months or 6 months, it kind of holds you back because you're like, oh, I don't, about talking. So we always want to be trying to offer what we believe is the best.
Yeah, because, just if you touch on the warranty, we started selling Rupes polishers probably April of last year maybe even May of last year.
Yeah.
And now that we're coming up on a year's worth of selling them, I just know from the inside, for example, the warranty. Let's say you go buy, how so many people are skeptical of warranties, right? Because companies a lot of times will make it hard to get it. You got to do everything you can to get this thing.
Give your firstborn child, the whole thing.
It's just silly. I know the exact process for a Rupes warranty if your polisher goes out. You can either send it back to us, the people that sold it to you, or they have a form that you fill out online, says what's wrong with it. They send you a prepaid mailing label, like a FedEx label. You stick it on the box, you send it to them. They fix it. They ship it back to you for free.
Yeah.
Are you going to get that when you go somewhere else and buy one of these knockoff polishers? So are we leaving money on the table by not offering? Listen, some of the biggest companies in our business offer
their own brand.
That's right.
Of polisher.
Yes. And are we leaving money on the table? Probably, but we're also not in the business of selling equipment. Like that's not our sole thing. We want to sell you the products
Right.
we also want the best equipment to go with those products.
Yeah, because it's just like we've explained to people. If someone uses this, let's just say this polisher that we're getting from somewhere, and it's just a cheaper version, and we're calling it the Jax Wax, Jax Wax polisher, and they're using this polisher, and that we sell a bunch of them. They start breaking down. Well, it's a bad reflection on. They just think of Jax Wax in general.
Yeah.
Now they've maybe not even used the products and not going to. Because it's not up to par, so we wouldn't want something that's like equipment to have any kind of effect on our product, which is our bread and butter. I mean, which is what we focus on.
Exactly. My dad told me a long time ago, you do not get a second chance to make a first impression.
Yeah.
So if your first impression with Jax Wax is you just buy this cheap polisher that we have, right? Because it was on a Black Friday sale, and you're like, this is an unbeatable deal.
Dude, it was $60.
And you're using it, and it vibrates your whole hand. Like you can't even feel your right arm because
your whole arm's asleep after about 10 minutes.
And you just don't have a positive experience. To your point, is like, okay, that's what Jax Wax is about.
Right.
Because I can just promise you, you can use one of these Rupes Mark III 15 millimeters and then name whatever other polisher that you want to use, and just how much smoother it is. Like that's the point. If I was doing it in my garage and I only polish my car twice a year, well, you have an argument that you don't need a Rupes polisher.
There's even people that come to buy our polishes and compounds, and I'll say, or a pad, and I'll say, what kind of polish are you using? They'll say, oh, Harbor Freight or whatever, and I say, and they're like, oh yeah, I just do this in my garage. I'm saying, well, you're good with that.
Yeah,
just keep.
I'm not
just trying to. Oh no, you need this, because those polishers will get you by for if you're just doing stuff.
They serve their
there.
purpose.
Absolutely.
They serve their purpose. They're going to take scratches out too. They're going to take swirls out too. It may not be as easy, but again, if we just keep beating a dead horse, but it's what it is. If you were a mechanic for your profession, right?
Right.
Are you buying the 50-piece socket set at the local tool store?
Yeah.
No,
it's not happening.
You're
You're
buying
using them all day,
Snap-on,
every
Mac
day.
Tool. You're buying the best. That's right. So
yeah,
that's just our philosophy. Now, if somehow these knockoff polishers in the next however many years got unbelievably great and they fixed, they were really good, maybe we would entertain it.
A lot of people don't understand, not that it's a sales pitch, but what a lot of people don't understand is Rupes has the ES, which is kind of the introductory. It's only $300.
Yeah.
$299.
Yeah.
I mean, when you start talking about some of these knockoff polishers that are being sold other places, they're $250.
Yeah.
I mean, so you can get a Rupes, and the only difference to my knowledge is like trigger, some different mechanical things, but you can get a really good polisher for $299.
And it comes again with that warranty. That alone is worth something, believe me, because there's just no questions asked. Luckily, I've probably sent less than 10 back, and most of them were, now that we're a Rupes dealer, a person would come back to us and say, hey, can you send this in for us or whatever. It wasn't even one that we necessarily sold.
Or had ran over a cord or, jerked a cord out.
Yeah, something
or
little.
Just something that they had done. But you can get a really, what I always tell people is every piece of this polisher is interchangeable. So if it's whatever, you can send it back. They're going to replace it. As to where these other ones, you just got to buy a new polisher.
Yeah, they become throwaways.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have another class there in Gastonia, Rupes class, I think in like May or June. Nick's going to go back down. We're going to be having some classes here too. That was one of the questions we put out. We put a thing on Instagram to send in your questions. It's a big question that we get a lot is classes. We're going to be having a ceramic coating / maybe polishing class here. We just haven't set the date yet because we got to kind of get our schedules on the same.
Well, plus there's probably a couple different classes because there's a difference between certifying people in our coating and teaching consumers how to use the coating.
Right.
Those are two different classes.
We want to have one here that goes over our entire ceramic line.
Yeah.
The application process, how to use, and just really teach what it is. A lot of people have a ceramic detailer type product and they're calling it ceramic coating, which is just not we want to teach everybody exactly what they're really doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of misleading information, which I feel like that's kind of going away a little bit. I think because people have been exposed.
Yeah.
Certain companies that have been exposed on that kind of stuff, so they're having to
everybody's going to catch on.
Yeah, like at some point, it's not you can't just get away with that for years and years and sit there and say like our ceramic detailer product that's a spray detailer with silicon dioxide. that we've never said that was a ceramic coating.
No.
There's a ton of people that do.
Oh, yeah.
That say that type of product is ceramic coatings. But
Man.
I feel like that's fallen off a little bit just because people are like, listen, man, people are educated.
Well, once you buy it, it only lasts so long because once you buy it and you realize it is not working, you're not buying it again.
Right.
So
those products are really, really good. Like our ceramic detailer is awesome. It works great for its purpose.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's unbelievable. To maintain your coating, it's awesome. As a standalone, it's awesome. But is it a ceramic coating? No, not even close.
Right.
So
and that's what's crazy about this way of social media. You can
tell whatever you
can
want.
Say whatever you want.
That's it.
And
if you got the money behind it
Yeah.
to push it to the masses,
that's it. So, you could have a product like our Body Shine, which is just a spray detailer, no protection ability, but it will spray, and you can spray it on anything, and it'll shine.
Yeah.
Great product.
Doesn't streak.
It's awesome. And they will market that as a protection, ceramic type product, and it's just not true.
So, again, hopefully that stuff weeds itself out when you get to legitimate companies like us and a lot of others.
Oh, yeah. And it will weed it. It does weed itself out because the real is the only thing that lasts. People are going to use it and be like, okay, well, this isn't working.
Right.
Yeah.
So as long as we keep doing our thing, we get a lot of phone calls about it, which is okay. What it means is, what I like about it, when these people, and it's daily, whether it's an email or a live chat or a phone call or whatever, they'll say they're asking these questions because there is some skepticism.
Yes.
They've heard something online. They're like, I don't know if that's right. They
Right.
call a company that they know is professional.
Yeah.
We give them the right answer.
I seen on Amazon you can get the ceramic coating for $6.
Yeah, and if you put it on,
That was a legitimate question.
If a boulder hits your car, it bounces off and never scratches it and doesn't chip
Yes.
the paint. That's true, right?
That's how come I'd buy yours. It's $100 and theirs is $6.
You're telling me that a boulder hits yours and it scratches it? Well, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
That's dumb. You guys suck.
These guys told me you could put a stick of dynamite right on top of the hood and it wouldn't do nothing.
You know,
to it.
the funny thing is we joke about it, but the truth is the legitimate things that companies that I've seen personally is you never have to wash your car again.
I know.
So if you ceramic coat your car or truck, whatever, it doesn't matter, that you just never have to wash it again. And it does protect against rock chips and bugs and everything. Like, what people got to understand is it the highest form of protection that we currently have? Yes. It's awesome.
That's right. In general, that's not even just take Jack's wax out of it.
Yeah,
in
just
general,
like if you
ceramic
have
coating is the best.
Right
Period.
now. There's some things
Yes.
that are coming up that we think could be better. We don't know for sure yet.
Yeah.
That's a long time coming. Like, companies just want to be the first and say, oh, we're coming out with this graphene coating that
Right.
we know is going to be the best thing in the world, and it kills ceramic coating, and it's durable, and you can shoot your car. Okay, sounds good. We don't know yet.
Right.
We're not the company. Maybe graphene, if for those people that don't know what that is, maybe it is the next big thing. We're not going to come out here and tell you that until we know for sure.
Right.
The problem
Until
is
it's
there's
tested and thrown. I mean,
there's
there's
a
so
bunch
much
of
goes
stuff that
into
goes into that. Just being the first isn't always the best.
No.
And especially if it comes back to haunt you and say, well, you said it would do this and it didn't.
Well, there was a lot of companies jumped on that ceramic bandwagon early on.
Sure.
And it was coming out, and it was like, this is the highest whatever, and it'd be like a 6H or whatever. And then over time, you got to
Sometimes even worse than that, yeah.
9H coatings to where now it's like, oh, just kidding about our first stuff. Here's the good stuff.
Yeah. And the thing is, as everything evolves, we're getting better and better. We learn more about coatings. We learn things about film thickness is really, really important. Like, you learn all these characteristics of coating that are very important over the years. So you just have to watch out. But whether it's Jack's Wax or somebody else, just deal with a reputable company that knows what they're talking about and that is in this business for real.
Yes.
Not somebody that's just wants to get your money.
Seen it, yeah.
And
somebody that's just got this one. If you see somebody setting a car on fire, don't. That's usually a good sign.
I've not understood that one either.
If your car's on fire, you need to run. Don't be worried about how good that coating is on it.
That's right. We've talked about that stuff before.
And
the whole gimmicky aspect.
Those are kind of catchy. Like, I get it because they, online you see that and you're like, oh my god, this dude's car's on fire. But that's not a real world thing. It's
well,
just
even without going that crazy, it's something that I like looking at it myself. But to me, how valid? So, for example, this torture test type thing that we're doing, that everybody does, right? We do it for ourselves on the back end and have for a long period of time before it was ever on YouTube and popular.
Yeah.
We would test stuff, accelerated wash tests and stuff like that to be able to check it. But here's the thing. It's really cool if your product holds up to those things. If it holds up to degreasers and these alkaline-based cleaners and stuff like that, that's really cool. But name the last time you washed your car with some really heavy-duty degreaser. You don't do that.
That's
right?
why the real world, like, wash mitt just a wash mitt with soap going over it is a real world test.
Yeah, and I'm not diminishing the torture test. I like it. I like the fact that if your product stands up to that, you're like, man, this stuff must be really durable. I like that.
Right.
All I'm saying is, it's not a real world thing.
No,
it's just not.
Yeah.
But it gets attention. It gets eyeballs.
It does. And those, there's so many. Everybody's getting more caught on, but there's so many. I had a guy here call Friday, and I was on the phone with him probably for 45 minutes, and he had got ceramic coating from a dealership put on his car.
Yeah.
He was like, they just sprayed it down, and it was supposed to protect it, and they, had told him all kinds of stuff. Like you should never have to wash it again with soap. All you should do is just be able to rinse it off. And he's like, man, I'm just calling to get information. He has never used our stuff. I think he had some of our products, but not anything ceramic. And I just broke it down like, man, the chances, if it's even on there, it's not doing that. You still have to wash your car.
This whole theory of the car is now bulletproof because you've ceramic coated it is just wrong.
Yeah.
Listen, again,
that's why I think, and that thing, back to the point, I think that's why people really want to have these classes, because they want to be educated.
It is, and that's why these stores are viable in all these different cities at some point when we expanded that, is because this is a place, it's not just about buying products. It's not, think about it. If you go into an auto parts store, name whatever big box store, doesn't matter.
They're never telling you anything.
Not only that, they don't care. They don't care what you buy. They have a wax wall with 100 different waxes. Right. Do you think they have any incentive or care whatsoever which one you buy?
They don't.
They don't. Yeah. So not only can you get really good products, much better than most of your other options out there, but now you can get an education about them too.
Absolutely.
How many times do you walk into a big box store and will be taught how to use the product?
And that's one of the most impressive things that Tim and them are doing. There's guys coming in all day to the store, and they're going out and showing them. Let me show you.
On your car.
Let me show you on your car. Here's the best way to do it. Here's the best way to apply it.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if you're there 30 minutes, 2 hours. That's what these stores are gonna offer.
That's why ultimately they're a destination.
Yeah.
And
people go there. People want to find out information. You want to have classes. You want to learn the best ways. And it's not even saying that you have to buy our stuff. This is the best. We're just informing you.
Yeah.
And then it's up to you. We will tell you that our products will be as good, if not better, than anything out there. But it's easier for you to make that choice.
Of course,
which is what we want them to do. We know if you buy and you use it. I always tell people when they message online, what makes your product better than the other?
Yeah, it's all the time.
You can always say that. You can say anything. I could sit here and tell you whatever. I always tell them to just use it. If you'll use it, that's the realest world test. Use it side by side to the next guy.
That's it.
That's how you can tell the difference. That's the way we always get our product out there. Just use it.
Don't take our word for it. Just try it yourself.
And if you don't like it, we'll give you all your money back.
No questions asked.
It's super easy.
It really is simple. If you have a problem with the products, we're just going to refund you.
Yeah.
And fortunate enough for us, have we never refunded anybody? No. But it's happened a few times. It just doesn't happen often.
No.
Because when these people get this product in their hands, they're just like, man. Well, the biggest thing you see is just the ease of use.
Right.
They're just not used to that. They're used to something not being nearly as easy to use.
Great results you get after just such easy to apply and easy to take off. And
we're spoiled on our end. I have been my whole life. I don't know if we ever talked about that story with my dad when he got that commemorative edition Corvette. I don't know if we've ever said that on a podcast.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I'll say it. I wish he was here to talk about it because he tells it better than I do.
I ain't seen him in about 6 months.
Well, yeah, it's because it's sunny in Florida right now. Look at the forecast in Venice.
He's still around?
In Venice? Yeah, he is around. But, hey, that's what he's worked for.
I don't blame him.
I'd be just doing the same
Me
thing.
Too.
What are we doing here? What are we even doing here?
When I'm 37 and I'm doing the same thing.
But he goes. It's funny because he doesn't have it anymore. He sold it a while back, but he had it was called a '53 commemorative edition Corvette, and what it was is, again, I don't know the exact story, but there was a guy named Steve Pastiner that was building these cars up in Michigan, and in 1953, which was the first year of the Corvette, they built 300 of them. Well, in 54, they built like 3,000, right? So the 53 is the one that's really coveted. I mean, 54s are still worth good money. Don't get me wrong, bunch of money.
The 53 is the one that's
a
the
bunch.
grill, yeah.
And they only made them white with red leather interior. In 54, they made them multiple colors. So my dad had a 54, white with red interior. And in 2003, which was the 50th anniversary of the Corvette, this guy was going to build 300 of these commemorative edition Corvettes, right? And but there were certain requirements. You had to buy a 2003 Corvette. It had to be, couldn't have been wrecked. It had to be really low miles. Like he had all these stipulations of.
And it had to be white with red.
No,
right?
it didn't.
No?
It could be whatever. The one my dad bought was like a pewter.
Okay, but he makes them white and red.
He does.
I got you.
Because they were well, they may make different colors. I don't know that for sure, but I think they all might be white and red.
Yeah. I just remember your dad's being white
No,
and red.
it's different colors. I think I've seen a black one.
I got you.
But anyway, you could pick that part.
Yeah.
But in 53, they were only white with red. And my dad wanted to match his 54, right? This commemorative edition. So the guy takes a 2003, and it has to meet the requirements. It's got to be low mileage, never wrecked, so on and so forth. My dad goes down to a local dealership, buys one, takes it up there, and it takes the guy probably a year or so to build them, because they are totally new fenders, new hood. Like it's a transformation.
It's crazy.
If you Google 1950 or if you Google commemorative edition Corvette, you'll see it.
And they look wild because the front ends and the back end look just like a 53, but it's on a new body style.
That's right. So that's the advantage of these cars is why the guy built them is it's all new suspension, new chassis, but it looks what in his mind if GM would have came out with this commemorative edition Corvette to honor the 53, this is what it would have looked like.
I know he did a damn good job because that's exactly what it reminded me of.
He did.
Yeah.
So leading up to this, so my dad goes up, there's a show. My dad's was like number 176. There was two other of these cars in Columbus, both owned by a guy that owns a car dealership, local car dealership. Actually three. A friend of my dad's had one too. But you just don't see him. You know what I mean? So my dad was like number 176, and I don't think the guy ever built 300. I think he stopped the project, at 2-something. Well, so there's this show for all these guys that have these commemorative edition Corvettes up in Michigan, and my dad goes to it. Well, he was in a hurry that day, getting up there, blah, 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 and he drives up, and it's all these different cars out in the grass, really nice area where they had them at, and he gets parked, and, he'd been driving where he was probably 3.5 hours away, was the car's dirty. Well, he forgot all his cleaning products. Nothing.
Yeah.
He had nothing to clean his car. Like, it's embarrassing that the dude that owns Jack's Wax has nothing to clean his car, right?
Yeah.
So
we'll buy some McGuire's.
What's he got to do? He's got to go to the auto parts store. And he buys some product, doesn't even remember what it was, just whatever, detail spray and some microfiber towels. And he's wiping it down. This is a true story. And he tells it so good. He's wiping it down, and, dude, it's smeary as hell. I mean, it's streaking all over the place. It's a white car. Like, it should be pretty easy. You know what I'm saying? But it's hot enough outside that it's causing a problem.
Yeah.
And he's just smeared the hell out of this car. It looks horrible, okay? And he's like, you got to be kidding me. And about 3 or 4 cars down, there's a guy cleaning one of these cars up with our body shine, Jack's Wax body shine.
Yeah.
And my dad said, hey, man, didn't introduce himself, didn't say, hey, who I am, nothing like that. He said, is it all right? I've got some product over here. It's not working real well. Is it okay if I borrow your product? Guy was super nice. Gave him the bottle and said, man, this is the best stuff I've ever used. Go ahead. You can keep it. I'm going to buy some more.
Yeah.
And my dad wiped the car down. It looked good, whatever. It's just a cool story.
Yeah.
And my point to all that is so many people don't have, it's not as bad now, but they don't have the ability to go out and get really good products.
Yeah.
The internet's changed that a lot.
Because because you're just a click away. I mean, nowadays, but but
not to say there's not anything good at these auto parts stores. There's some good stuff, but it's really hard for you to figure it out because you got to weed through about 100 of them.
Oh, I know.
To find one. So, that's where we try to simplify our line. Although we do offer a lot of products and are adding on, they just happen to be in a, it's for a certain category. So we've said this before, but we have 3 soaps. We don't have 15 soaps. Right. We have a few tire dressings. We don't have 20 different tire dressings. At some point, it becomes so redundant. You're like, what are you doing?
What are you doing now?
So
how many different soaps can you? I couldn't even explain 15 different soaps.
No,
because there's not.
But the truth of the matter is,
different color, different scent.
Yeah, maybe it's 5 different soaps, and they're just coloring it different.
Yeah,
put a different fragrance in it. And that's just what it is. That's why it becomes Jeep soap and
right.
4-wheel drive soap, and come on, dude. So we just don't get into that. But here's the thing: the beauty of it is now we have the internet. And it's changed the whole game. It's created us. It's for this small company in Columbus, Ohio, that started out selling just
to car dealers.
Yep. And professionals, right? Now look what it's turned into.
I know. It's amazing. But
I'm just grateful. I mean, you just got to be really grateful for the whole thing.
Man,
it takes a lot of hard work.
I was even talking to Tim and Rusty when I was down there. Like, my cousin came. He knows the whole deal with Jack's Wax and how it started. And he's younger. Not really, but he's like 21 or 20, and he was like, "Man, isn't it crazy? Like, because there's so many people at the Street Madness event." He's like,
"There's like over 400 cars."
Yeah, he's like, "Isn't it crazy how, Jared and his dad, you got to start this thing, and that now like this many people want to be involved with it here." And it is like, and I was telling that story in front of your dad, and he was like, crazy to you, dude. Think about,
imagine what it is for him.
Yeah, since in 1993 when you're doing it out of your van.
I think about that, how crazy it is for me, because it's all I've ever done my entire adult life. And then I just always go back to my dad. You just would have there's no way to ever expect it.
No.
There's just no way. It was never in the plan. It's just timing. It's a lot of hard work. Things have just worked out, you know, and we've been pretty fortunate.
It's been great. But that's why these stores are going to be big. To go back on talking about these products, like that's the one thing that we feel like we lack on is like not being able to answer everybody's question, or have enough informative videos to show you exactly proper use.
That we lack on for sure.
So that's what's good about these stores is like, man, this is a place you can go. You know, a lot of people, not even old school guys, but just a lot of people want to go somewhere and buy it and be informed.
Of course.
Or talk, let me know how to use it. So that's what these stores are going to really help when you go there and you say, okay, I'm going to go to Jack's Wax because I'm going to see Todd or Jared or, you know, whoever's at that store. And I want to ask them these questions. That's a one-on-one, face-to-face, to where you can't get that all the time now. You know, we can't answer the phone enough or take all the calls here to answer all these questions daily. So I can imagine what it's like, you know, the ones that we're not being able to get back to. These are some of the stores are going to help that a lot, just by being able to go to these destinations and get information and go to classes and learn the product and learn to buff and learn the polishers and learn the ceramic coat.
Well, it's because the beauty of it is we're in a business that people are chasing just the perfect paint, you know, and paint correction and buffing 10 years ago plus was not something that do-it-yourselfers did. That wasn't even something that they really. They're like that was foreign.
It was like scare you. When you even mentioned
totally,
it.
Absolutely. Oh God,
Like
I'll never touch a buffer.
I'm not.
I heard all about it. Still, to a certain extent, do now.
Yeah,
but that's what dual action polishers, random orbital polishers, have changed the whole game, and it's been great for companies like us because it opens up these people. Think about this. These cars are it's such a big part of their life, right? They love that car more than anything, more than anybody else could possibly love it. So they want to do it themselves. They want to take care of it themselves. Absolutely. They want to know how to do it. You can't, although our products are really easy, you can't just expect people to know every single trick and tip on how to use them. You just can't. So
especially when you start getting in depth with paint correction and
yes, when you get into that, education is big. We're in never would I have thought that you would be in a position to educate somebody. Like I'll be honest with you, I never thought that was something like
that's right
ever going to happen. I mean, I can think of things I never thought were going to happen,
and that's even further.
That's at the pinnacle. I mean, seriously, I'm not kidding about this.
I'm dead serious.
But it is a thing people want to learn. If it's something you're into, you'll go all in. And they want to know that. So it's on us to be able to educate them. It's not just about, it has to be beyond the point of a sale. It has to be, no, hey, Todd, I just sold you this wax. Figure it out. No, that's not the way it should be.
And it's not even about doing the classes to sell you a wax. It's just about informing you.
Period.
This is the right way, and then you make the choice.
Well, we want you to have a good experience with the products.
Yes.
Right? Well, especially on coatings and stuff like that.
And that's what makes it the education so important, because if I'd give someone, let's just say, ceramic coating, and I don't tell them what to apply it with, and they're out there with a towel trying to apply it, they're going to be like, well, this shit sucks.
Yeah, this is garbage.
This don't even go on right. Well, it's because you're not using the correct
Let me get on the keyboard and start making some reviews for Jack's Wax of how poor their products are.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but just because the guy wasn't educated on you need to use this applicator that, that's what the whole process.
That's why it's on us, period.
It is.
So we have to do that, and we're going to do that. And as people, we get these direct messages and we get emails about these people that want the store thing. The Gastonia, they've done such a good job that other people have seen that and said, what do I have to do?
What we got to do.
Right.
And we those guys are going to open up some more here in the near future, and it's going to be a really good thing. Seeing how successful that one is impressive. And we want to continue to open them and continue to do these things that we're talking about.
Yeah, I'd like to. I think one of the coolest things for us.
If I'm not flying to a new city every week, I don't know what we're doing, dude.
One of the coolest things for us is to be able to travel the country, go to these different areas of the United States, and open these stores and support these stores and have these events and just be as much as involved as we can be.
I'm thinking Bora Bora, maybe Hawaii, some places like that.
Big car market.
Yeah, I mean,
that makes total sense.
I should at least go check out locations.
If you had to pick one city without revealing, probably reveal too much of maybe where we might go.
If I had to pick out
one city,
my favorite spot,
I know what it is though.
I know, like personally, or just like what I think would be the best city in like what everybody wants and where we get the most.
Yeah,
output
where do you
from.
think everybody? Where do you think the next
Texas.
store? Yeah,
I mean that's the one we get the most. I mean I'm seeing all the messages coming in, and I'm talking hundreds.
Yeah.
That come to Houston or Dallas. You know that area, the Dallas Fort Worth area would be, if you could say I'm talking about making sense wise. You know, personally, it would be Vegas because of the Raiders and the whole thing. You know,
that's where you want to go.
But I'm saying if we're talking totally business, it would definitely be Texas in that area.
Yeah, we sure.
What do they call it? DFW,
Dallas Fort Worth.
Yeah, somewhere in that area.
We're down there in cowboy hats, dude.
Dude, I'll be down there in boots with spurs on the back of them.
I can see that.
Yeah, they. I've talked to some people there. You know, quite a bit actually.
So that's a little more. You know, if someone by chance listens to this or sees a post that we make or whatever, and is truly interested, it's more of a process. We're not just saying, "Oh yeah, that sounds good. Let's set you up."
Oh yeah, you got the money? Go ahead.
Definitely not the case.
We're coming.
We're flying to that city.
Yeah.
We're meeting you because here's the thing: you can have the money, and that's fine, and that's great for everybody. We put a big order in. It costs a lot of money to start these stores. If you're all in, and that's okay. That's great. But if you're not the person, well, that store's not going to be successful, and ultimately that doesn't look good on Jackswack. So we're just not signing anybody for this.
Yeah, we want it to make sense, and I think that person would too. You know,
of course they would,
because it's a fairly large investment, and it's a good thing, man. It's going to be big. So we get some people, we get to fly out and check them out next when they're. Hopefully
we know there's a couple on the horizon for sure, and then. At least one more.
Atlanta would be cool.
Yeah. Atlanta's car scene's really good.
Yeah.
East Coast, we got some pretty good coverage. Anywhere in Florida, not anywhere in Florida, but certain spots in Florida would be really good, you know, because you're year-round, basically. Mm-hmm. You start thinking about that.
California, obviously, which our guy out in SoCal right now has talked about potentially doing something.
In San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego. Mm-hmm. Santiago.
That's right. There's a lot of potential for these stores. And I was really amazed with what Gastonia is doing and the amount of business that they're doing. And we need clones of Rusty and Tim.
I know. I've been looking into
States.
It's a little expensive
to clone people.
Yeah, clone Rusty.
They just do a good
job.
Rusty,
it costs more to clone Rusty than it would Tim, because Rusty's about my size.
Yeah,
me and Rusty would be an expensive clone.
Yeah, for sure. Yours would be a super expensive clone.
Mine'd be more expensive than Rusty.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't think you can get all this. I'd come out like that third clone on what's that movie? Yeah. Multiplicity. My clone would come out like
I feel like you're
one,
there now.
The clone of the clone.
I feel like that's how you act now. You're like a third generation clone.
Man, they ain't no way they could clone this. There's no way. This is one off.
That's no, they're shutting the government down for that.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, we can't handle another one of those guys.
Wrap. So yeah, if there's an interest, get a hold of us.
Sure.
We'd like to at least talk to you. There's going to be some of these stores that we open ourselves, and
I tell you what else is exciting outside the store thing is these new products we got coming out. We got some new products getting ready to hit the market.
And, you know, one of them was because Gastonia had so many requests. We've had a formula for a water spot remover for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, we don't get a ton of people asking about it, like for us personally.
And we've sold it to car dealers for professional shops back in the day for
a long time.
Yeah.
But it was not, for whatever reason, it's not real prevalent. Well, they get questioned all the time. You said you were down there at the,
it's
at
15
Street Madness.
times at Street Madness.
Yeah, so
one day. So it's getting ready to hit the shelves.
Asking you shall receive.
That's right. We got that one getting ready to come out.
Coming in with that hitter.
Coming up that splitter. That water spot splitter.
That's right.
That one's coming out. And what's the other one? Upholstery?
And yeah.
Interior.
Yep. we have Total Interior. This is going to be an upholstery cleaner, liquid. People are really going to like that one. Something we've had on the commercial end. Going to introduce it to the consumer end. What else are we going to do? Oh yeah,
a wheel cleaner, a wheel and tire cleaner.
Like an all-in-one.
Yeah, our wheel cleaner right now, and this is going to be a question that we get. You know, how is it against your Ultimate Wheel Cleaner? Ultimate Wheel Cleaner is really, really geared towards removing brake dust, anything that
iron removal type product. Yeah.
This is going to be an all, more affordable bulk use,
dilutable
wheel cleaner that it works freaking great. I use it. My tires look brand new.
Yeah, it works really good. It's not going to take over Ultimate Wheel Cleaner. There are certain cars that you just need, like high-performance brakes that have tons of brake dust. Ultimate Wheel Cleaner is still going to be your go-to for that. This is for the person that...
Everyday wheel cleaning.
Yeah, that's it.
You could even use it in between on the wheels that get real bad brake dust. For your everyday wheel cleaning use, this is going to be the go-to.
Yeah, and with Ultimate Wheel Cleaner, it doesn't clean tires.
We're going to call it Not So Ultimate Wheel Cleaner.
Yeah.
That's its name.
Ultimate Wheel Cleaner's little baby cousin.
Yeah.
We're going to call it that.
This is little baby's Ultimate.
It's little baby's cousin. So that'll be a big one for sure because it's big on the professional side, and the one kind of knock on Ultimate Wheel Cleaner, and it's just that type of product, the smell.
The smell.
Although ours is pretty good,
and you have to. I've heard a lot of people, and it is true. You got to use a lot of it. I mean, not a lot of it, but when you do every wheel to get all that brake dust, you're using a fair amount, so it gets expensive if you're trying to use that in a shop.
Yeah.
In a shop where you're doing these all day, every day.
Yeah.
It's just not affordable to use Ultimate Wheel Cleaner all day.
It's not a cheap product.
Flying through this stuff. But
this new one is affordable.
Yes. And we're going to only offer it in 55-gallon drums.
That's right, on the website.
On the website.
Pre-sale. We're going to put it up tonight if you guys want to start pre-sale.
55-gallon drums, wheel and tire cleaner.
So that'll be a good one. We're going to do the throwback thing.
Ooh, that's going to be my favorite thing. I'm going to buy some. Can I buy a couple kits?
No. So there's 3 products that we are going to go with our old packaging, old labels, old everything. So Hawaiian Shine.
Old peach Hawaiian Shine. Bringing it back for everybody's always asking about it.
For the people that remember.
Limited run.
Our Hawaiian Shine used to be
How big a batch you going to make?
I'm only doing 880 pints. 2
That's
drums.
It.
880.
Ooh.
That's
I might be able to talk him into 3 or 4 drums.
Nope.
Come on, man.
No. You're always about the dollar.
Maybe 3 or 4 drums. And
880.
And man, they're going to go fast
because it's going to come as a kit. So it's going to be Hawaiian Shine, Super Blue, and what else?
That Jack's Wax.
There you go, liquid
carnivore
with the old
clear
school label.
That clear label.
Oh, clear joint.
Yeah, it's going to be cool.
Yeah, so we're going to do that in March, and we'll just think of some more stuff, man.
March is going to be big. We've got 3 new products, new old school throwback. It's our first time doing any kind of, I wouldn't call it gimmick type thing, but this is our first time doing any kind of commemorative label or throwback label. We had talked about before in July doing like a 3 product thing that has just like the same product, Hawaiian Shine, yellow, but have like a
4th of July label.
4th of July label.
Yeah,
I just don't know how people would feel about it, but let us know if it's something you guys would like. If you guys would like some kind of commemorative label like that for 4th of July, we would want to do something patriotic, but not having like Hawaiian Shine 4th of July spray. Or no, we just wanted to keep it the same thing, just to change the label up.
I wouldn't necessarily be so interested in that unless it were like if we were going to donate to Folds of Honor or something like that.
Absolutely.
Then it would make sense for us to do a commemorative edition. I'm just not into making a commemorative edition product for every single holiday that comes up.
I wouldn't want to do it all the time anyway.
President's Day wax.
No, President's Day label. I don't want to change the product at all. I mean, I don't want to change it and say, oh yeah, this is 4th of July spray.
Yeah.
I want to just do a different label, but maybe it would be something we do to Folds of Honor. They're a cool charity.
Yeah, so I would entertain that. This is just more of a throwback. This is kind of honoring what the old packaging that we used to have, and we'll just keep it limited.
Yeah.
But that'll go quick because there's going to be some people I know for a fact right now. I can think of multiple people that are going to buy way more than one kit.
So there's only 1,600 pints of that Hawaiian Shine. You guys better get ready.
What's 1,600 already? Damn.
I'm trying to get you up here, man. I know what I'm trying to give them what they want.
It's not about that, sir.
I'm trying to give them what they want.
No. 880.
That 881 is going to be mad.
What else we
A81's
got
be
going
mad.
on?
That's it, man. I think that's
The
about
whole deal?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
We're
probably going to have to take a little bit of break on podcasts. You're going out of town.
I'm going to be out of town. I'm going down. Car show season's hitting us. I'm going down to Huntington, West Virginia.
Yeah. Huntington, West Virginia.
West Virginia.
That's next weekend.
Down there this weekend.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
This weekend.
This weekend. I'm out in California, out in Vegas. The next weekend. And then we'll be back with all kinds of stories and hopefully all kinds of money.
Maybe I'll do the podcast by myself.
If you could set that computer up and get it started, I'll give you 10 grand cash if you can even get it to record.
There should be some dollar amount just to turn the computer on.
If you can find the record button over there and get this set up while I'm gone,
don't worry about it.
10 grand cash.
How much?
10 grand cash.
That's a deal?
No, because you called somebody in here that could do it.
I'll call my dudes where we
For
bought all the equipment.
$5,000. Yeah, pay $5,000, fly him in.
I'll have an engineer in here. Yeah. So, we look forward to having another one of these, and we are going to keep doing our thing, man. 2020 is going to be the year.
We're going to have some background, some behind-the-scenes stuff coming up, too, so keep paying attention.
Yes, sir.
All right, then.
All right, bro.